Hi guys, well, we're back in the kitchen, and this is not so much as many of these vids are about cooking instructions. It's just about real life and what people do and what I do um, in Bulgaria in the mountains. So because people maybe wonder, I don't know whether they do or not, wonder what people do when they disappear into the mountains in Eastern Europe. And pretty much um, my series of videos will hopefully show you that it's like it's just normal life, everyday life, and even simpler than the UK. Now, for many years, I was a workaholic, as one guy used to call it, a work alcoholic. It was probably the two combined, actually. And I was in construction, and we used to do 7 days a week, and which actually I used to good effect because I put a lot of money over in Bulgaria every year, and I also bought a lot of free time, which was like almost semi-retirement for the last 10 years, which is, I was freelance, and like I was downsizing in the UK, and spending more and more time in Bulgaria. It got to like 6 months and 6 months, 50-50. And then when the medical emergency happened, um, I became full-time here. Never been back since. That was about 4 years ago, something like that. Can't remember. But more on that in another video. Let's get this show on the road, which is this isn't a cooking um, instruction video. It's just what I'm doing today, and what I'm having is chicken and chips and peas. I would prefer mushy peas, but I can't get them in the shop here. I could actually make these into mushy peas, but I won't. Right, so I've got the pan of water, and I'm going to use these jar of peas. And the reason I buy these jars, right, and these were only 1.69 on offer in Lidl, 1.7 Lev, which is around about, I don't know, 60 pence. And the jars, if you buy them in other places, the jars can be 60 pence. Now, I make jam and pickles and all sorts of other stuff. And these jars, I mean, are the perfect size, they're the perfect everything. And, they're virtually free if you think about it. So that's the reason I buy these peas in the jars. With a tin, it's very wasteful. You're throwing the tin away. But these jars will be used again for whatever. Right, let's get the peas in the pan first and get them on a low heat. I have 2 scooperoonies. 1, 2, and these are Bulgarian peas. I don't know how you would tell the difference, but like, there you go. Right, I'm now going to slice these potatoes very quickly and get them in there, and they'll be the chips, and then we'll talk about the chicken. Right, bang, boom, boom, boom. I don't know where these potatoes are from. probably at this time of the year, maybe Greece, Turkey. You know, everything's quite close around here, which is one thing I really like about living in the Balkans. Because I like road trips. I can get to Greece, Turkey. Romania is only an hour and a half away from the ferry. You get a ferry across the Danube and then you're away. You can go anywhere you want in Romania if you want to. 3.5 hours to the Turkish-Greek border, which, I mean, there's one area where the Turkish, Greek and Bulgarian border all meet, right? That's down near a place called Ordin. There's a portion of Turkey that like is on the west of the Istanbul, which is actually attached to like mainland Europe. So a little bit of geography as well as chips. See the chips going in now. So yeah, you can get to Turkey, Greece, Greece, Romania is only 1.5 hours from where I am to the Danube, Nikopol, and then across on the ferry is only 5-10 minutes. It's not very big, the Danube, really, you know. Right, the other way, you can go to Serbia, Macedonia, which people like to call North Macedonia now. I like to call it Macedonia. And then even then you can really, even in an hour after that, you can be in Albania. And like you can get to Croatia from here in a day easily. You know, easily about 7-8 hours. You can get to Hungary in a day, easy. 9-10 hours from my house. So you're in reach here. I worked it out once. You can get to about 10-12 countries from here in 10 hours journey. You know, you can get to Montenegro, you can get to Slovenia at a push in a day. So yeah, let me get these chips moving. Right, so we've got peas, chips, right? You know, this is not cooking rocket science, this is just daily life. That's the object of the exercise, daily life in Bulgaria. I'm usually on like intermittent fasting, so this will be the only meal I have today. I might have a sandwich if I'm starving in the morning. I'm not like rigid on any of those things, but mostly I don't eat until like 2 p.m. every day. And it works for me because I have a tendency to put weight on quite easily, just one of those people. And with this, I can keep it down easily, you know. I only have to walk past the cake shop and I'll put like half a stone on. So I don't eat sweet things anyway, but I still managed to put some weight on in the past. Now, you can cover these chips, but what I've found happens is if you cover them, the oil comes up around the cover, around the lid, and spits out more than if you don't cover them. so I don't cover them anymore. And that's like up to a nice speed there. Not too quick, because you want to cook them all the way through. So right, here we go. We're going to unbox or unpack the chicken. Now this chicken is from the rotisserie chicken, which has taken our little region by storm, because this is unheard of in the past, and this is a leap in really into this century for our little valley here, and people flock down there. Now, when they first started, it was quite frustrating, really, because you never ever knew when the chickens were going to be ready. So you go down the shop. It's only about like a 5-10 minute drive from here, but like you go down there and there's no chickens, and then you go down again, there was no chickens. But now they've sorted that right out. And you could set your watch now by the chickens, which are ready at exactly 11 a.m. to 11:15 p.m. at the latest. Right, today it was I went down and it was about 10 past 11, and they were ready. And they knew, they knew they were a bit late, and it was like, let's move these chips around. But yeah, it was a little bit frustrating at first, but they have got their act together as usual, as you would expect. And now we get rotary chicken, and it's 12 lev. And these are fresh chickens. They're from a local supplier, I believe. So let's just unwrap it and see what we got. They're about a kilo, right? I think they stick to about that kind of weight, about a kilo. I'll just turn these down because even with chips, there's an art in cooking them. Hang on a sec. Right, I've gone down a little bit more there. Because if you start browning them on the outside, they're horrible. You know what I mean? So I'll even take that off for a second, just a sec, just to give a little pause, because they're cooking too fast, I think. Right, chicken. Here's what we're looking at. 12 lev, which in English currency is about £5.50, something like that. And there's the chicken, already done. You don't have to cook it, it's already done. So all I've got to do is plate that up. I just wanted to show you the chicken, what you're getting for £5.50. Now, what's that in euro? Oh, about €6, something like that. All right, so you get the plate here, and I like to prepare my plate, especially when I'm having chips and peas, with a bed of salt and a little bit of pepper. These little tiny things. This is only simple food, but even then, if you do these little things, Himalayan salt, I nearly said Himalayan sea salt then, but I just realised in the last minute, Himalayan sea salt. and a little bit of white pepper. I only ever have really white pepper. Right, these chips, I mean, they're cooking through now. Because the last thing you want is raw potatoes in the middle of your chips. Right? So I'm putting them back on the heat now, and they'll be okay now. And I'll even test one. The thickest one I can find in the pan. Right. So we'll get this chicken undrawn and quartered. Right, I'll have the leg. And I think I'll have the a wing and part, not all of it, it's part of the breast today. There we go. This is going to be a beautiful dinner or lunch or brunch or whatever you don't want to call it. You can call it whatever you like. Right, these are looking good. And I'm going to do a tester now. Maybe just put that back up a little bit. I'm just going to put that back up a little bit. Hang on. Let's do a tester on a chip. You know, this is rocket science. And that's quite a thick chip there. So we'll do a tester on that. Yeah. That's a winner. That's a winner. Another 60 seconds or so there. So what we'll do now is get the sieve and we'll do the peas first. So I've strained the peas out and I put the peas back in there. We can put a little bit of butter in there, I think I will. Let's find some butter. There it is. Right, we've got the butter salted. The French gear from the salt flats where you can go on holiday. See the salt drying up. So there we go. All these little tiny little things matter. Everything matters. That's why cooking is not always equal. Right. The chips are ready and I'm going to strain them now through the sieve. All the flames are off now, so we've got a little bit of leeway, a little bit of time. So what I like to do is before it goes on the plate, because the chips are going to be tumbling around every time you move them, put a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, Himalayan sea salt on there. A little bit of pepper, maybe. A little bit of pepper on the peas. Now, I've always liked chips with loads of salt and loads of vinegar. And the vinegar here is pretty good. Orgeat, that's what it's called, Orgeat. And this is apple vinegar, which is as good as any. It's not malt vinegar, but it's, you know, it's pretty good. So now, toss these around a little bit. A little bit more Himalayan sea salt. Right, so we're ready to plate up. A bit of a chip. So there we go with the chips. Yeah, look at them. Look at them. Now Bulgaria does pretty good potatoes, and there's a region called or a town or a city called Samakov, and that's the big potato big hitters up there. Samakov. It's like south of Sofia, and McCain's chips get the potatoes from there. So there's a little bit more information. So anyway, I'm going to put the peas on there now. And that's today's dinner. So 12 lev, £5.50, something like that, 6 lev, €6. And look, I've got 3 more days there with the chicken. So this is real living and nice food, I believe anyway. So thank you, and that's the video for today's food.